You're watching SportsFource Extra on KTIV.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, we saw what the metro area and Iowa had to offer, so let's jump over now to the other two Siouxland states.
Yeah, we started Nebraska coverage with a top-ranked squad facing my favorite nickname in Siouxland, Amber, as the number one ranked Stanton Mustangs. They faced off against the Pender Pendragons. Amber, you were there, so how about you take this one?
All right, this one a good one, too. Both teams undefeated in district play, putting that district title on the line. First quarter, Stanton getting fancy with the pitch here, getting the ball to Becker Pullman, who tiptoes up the sideline all the way in for the score as the Mustangs take a 16-0 lead. Later in the first, it's Barrett Wilkie, the QB, calling his own number as he spins his way into the end zone for another Mustang touchdown. But hey, they're not done there. Mustangs go for two. This time, Wilkie goes through the air to Mitchell Hupp. That's right on target to extend the lead 24-0. Now to the second quarter, second and goal here as Wilkie plows his way in again. And Stanton stays undefeated, taking that district title 60-20.
Head on over to the reservation. Winnebago taking on Little Wound. Let's get things started here. Mustangs on defense. Now the Winnebago quarterback fakes a defender, but Tatanka catches enemy. He's there to get a sack. However, that doesn't stop the Indians. Second yard line here. Antrell Harlan gets the snap, takes it in himself, lowering the shoulder on his way in on fourth down. Indians take a 6-0 lead. Later on, Winnebago with the ball. Harlan, he gets his name called again, rounds the corner, gets a block by Anthony Earth. That opens up a lane for another Indian touchdown. Winnebago would continue to rack up that score, winning 42-0. Undefeated Crofton taking on Wakefield here. Tell you what, they have the ground game going. Pick up first quarter. Quarterback Will Steffen finds a seam, takes it himself all the way to the house. That puts the Warriors up 6-0 early. They'd finished the quarter leading 18-0. It was more of the same in the second. This time, Warriors pitch to Wyatt Tramp. He gets around the outside. Nothing but grass in front of him. That puts Crofton up 24-0 and gives Tramp 1,000 rushing yards on the season. Very next drive, he says, hey, why not add to it? Warriors run the same exact play, same exact result. Tramp runs up the right sideline straight into the end zone. That makes it 30-0. The outside runs, they just keep on working. This time, Warriors hand it off to Robbie Fisher. He takes it all the way up the sideline for the house call. Crofton stays undefeated with a massive win, taking the win 54-0.
All right, into South Dakota we go. Irene Wakanda taking on Alcester Hudson. Opening drive for the unbeaten Cubs. It's a run up the middle to Jose Tepeti Lopez, who shows he can not only use a stiff arm to create some separation, he shows off the horsepower, taking it in for 6. 2 drives later, this may look like the same highlight, but it's not. Lopez makes the defender miss, finds some more green grass for his 3rd touchdown of the game. Sideline said his nickname was Tubby, but he's going to need a new nickname after showing off his wheels tonight. Alcester shows they got other guys that can score. This time it's the quarterback Carson Graff who keeps it himself, outruns the defense to pick up 6 as Alcester Hudson rolls to the win 52-0. All right, well, it looks like there was some great action there tonight on the football field as always, but let's talk about these fans. They braved all kinds of weather tonight to support their favorite team. Yeah,
tell you what, definitely wasn't easy to cheer on your teams tonight, but some true dedicated fans out there. Let's take a look at this week's Fan Force. First up, the Alta Aurelia cheerleaders. Don't forget to send in your own photos to connect@ktiv.com.
We are the Spencer Tiger student section.
SportsFource Extra will be right back.